Hello everyone and welcome back to Block by Block. In the last episode, we built custom villages for all of the different villagers and built railways to all of them. Now trading is a breeze. But today we're diving headfirst into the deep blue ocean. Our goals? Obtain a trident, craft a turtle shell, explore underwater ruins, conquer and drain an ocean monument, and build a guardian farm. And to cap it off, we're going to build a stunning underwater build and connect it to our railway. Let's get started. Now, before we dive in, we got to prepare just a little bit. I want to get a turtle shell and enchant my gear with aqua affinity and respiration and depth strider to make underwater exploration way easier. And I want plenty of potions of water breathing and night vision for visibility and air. So I'm going to go ahead and get started on making some potions. Now we got ourselves 6 night vision potions and 6 water breathing potions, but the next thing on the list is a turtle shell helmet. We'll need scutes for that, which baby turtles drop when they grow up. So let's go set up a small beach enclosure for our turtle friends. And luckily in the nether episode, when I got some turtle eggs for the gold farm, I had the foresight to grab an extra 5. So we're just going to make a little enclosure for these guys, and then we're going to wait for them to hatch. Alright, I've chosen a spot for the enclosure. I'm thinking off of the rail here over to Emerald Chute. There's this nice little beach right here. You can see the rail over to Coppergrass. And we're going to set up a little substation right there called probably Turtle Station, or we can just put a little path right here out to our turtle enclosure. So let's get started on the station and the enclosure. Alright, we got the enclosure built, and we've also got the station back there with a little pathway to it. We're going to put our turtle eggs down, and hopefully they hatch soon. This usually takes a while, so I'm going to go ahead and do some fishing while I wait. Oh, I just heard one hatch. Oh my god, look at him. He's so tiny and cute. Look at that little guy. He's having trouble getting out of the water. There he goes. Okay. Now you can just wait for them to grow up, but that takes about 1 full in-game Minecraft day, which is about 20 minutes. Or you can give them 10 seagrass, and it should help them grow up quite a bit faster. So hopefully he grows up soon, and we can grab the scute. Oh, he grew up. Yes, 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 yes. Ha ha ha! I've got a turtle scute. Alright, so what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna give the allay this turtle scute, and then that way we can kind of just let this be. I can fish for a little bit, and it's no big deal because the allay should, I'm gonna just let him off the line now. He should be able to go and pick up any other turtle scutes that these turtles drop. Hopefully he doesn't wander off too much. He shouldn't. If we give him an item, he should stay close by to us. So yeah. Alright, we finally have enough scutes. I actually got 7. I got a few extra. And I've been breeding up our turtles here. We got plenty of eggs here. So if I ever need to come back here and get more scutes, we can definitely do that. And we can use this allay here to collect them for me if I ever need to like go AFK or something. So that'll be nice. And we also got plenty of loot from fishing. The one I'm most happy about is this mending book right here. This is going to be really nice. Gonna go ahead and craft our turtle shell. Bam. Now let's go enchant it. Alright, let's go ahead and enchant this. Aqua affinity. Hey, there we go. We got protection 4, aqua affinity, and unbreaking 3. That is not bad. I will take that. Luckily, since we set up our villages last episode, we can just supplement the enchantments that we didn't get with books. I want unbreaking 3 on all the armor to keep it from breaking. I want protection 4 to keep myself safe from all the drowns and guardians I'll be fighting this episode. And thorns 3 to turn the enemy's attacks against him. Then, finally, I want aqua affinity and respiration on the turtle shell to help me see and breathe underwater, and depth strider to get around much faster in the water. Then I'm going to upgrade the diamond gear to netherite to add another layer of protection, and by the end of the episode, we're going to trim the set of armor with tide to signify that it's our aquatic set of armor. Let's get started. got all our armor and our couple of books that we needed. We're gonna go ahead and put thorns on our boots, our leggings, and our shell. And we're also gonna put respiration on it. Oh, looks like I need one more level. Bam. All right. And there we go. All right, now we're pretty kitted up, ready for the ocean. There's just one more thing I want to do to this armor, and that is put netherite on it. This way the durability will last quite a bit longer. Now the last thing I wanted to do was grab this axolotl, and I'd like to name him and bring him on our adventure, because he can help me kill drowned. Because if you didn't know, axolotls will help you in a fight against almost all aquatic mobs, and they can actually give you a regeneration status effect. They can also remove the mining fatigue status effect if you kill a mob that the axolotl is currently fighting. These guys are way more useful than the player base gives them credit for. We are going to name this bad boy Delta. And if you didn't know, yeah, you can name axolotls inside the bucket in an anvil, which is convenient. You don't need to waste a name tag on it. Alright, now that we got our aquatic set of armor, it's time to hunt for the trident. Now, drowns are the only ones who drop them. Only 6.25% of drowned in Java Edition even spawn with a trident, and then they only have an 8.5% chance to drop their trident when killed by a player. With looting 3, it's still only 11.5%. This means the overall chance of obtaining a trident from any given drowned is 0.71875%, about 1 in 140 with looting 3. So this might take a while. But that's alright, because we're going to be exploring the ocean ruins and shipwrecks, trying to find some cool stuff anyway. Alright, looks like we got some ruins here. This is nice. Aha. This is what we're looking for. Ooh, silk touch. That's handy. Oh, I hear a trident. Oh, here we go. Now's our chance. Gotcha. I kind of wish I didn't have knockback for this, because then it sends him so far back. Ah, dang. Oh well. 139 more. I'm not gonna lie, having the thorns is kind of nice for these guys, because if they do any damage to me, then it just turns it right back on them. Thorns is nice, but it can be inconvenient for certain things. Ooh, a pottery shirt. Let's go. Ooh. Respecting the remnants. We got the Mourner pottery sherd. Ooh, another pottery sherd. This is the plenty. We got the blade pottery sherd. We already got 3 out of 4 of them. Oh my god, another pottery sherd. And it's the one we don't have. We got all 4. That was really easy. Alright, I think we're gonna call that good. Let's see, we need to go, I think this way. Northeast, I believe, is this direction. Pretty sure. I know my way around my world pretty well. People always complain about how hard these things are to navigate. They're really not that hard. Everybody's so dramatic about this. Like, they're not that bad. Anyway, I want to bring it up before you guys are confused. I did change the style of the water a little bit because I was having trouble actually seeing anything in the water. So I changed its opacity a little bit to actually match vanilla, because I was having trouble seeing, like, anything. Wait a second. What the? There's a chest on a chest with another buried treasure map in it. What the? Oh, what? It was like, oh, it's like 2 ruins must have generated on top of each other or something. That's really strange. Oh, all of these lead to the exact same one that I was just at, so I don't need any of those. Oh, looks like we got a bit of iceberg over there. Okay, we got quite a bit of iceberg over there. Ooh, this guy's got a trident. All right. Oh my god. I got one. Oh my god. No way. That was only like the second one. No way. Yes. Oh, dude, that's insane. I did not think that I would get that luck. That's incredible. That's the most incredible thing I've ever seen. Holy smokes. We got one. With some enchantments, this will be an amazing tool for both combat and travel. Now, unfortunately, I actually want two. I want one with Riptide and one with channeling. So, it's back to the grind. Is that an ice spikes biome? Oh, an ice spikes biome. Oh, we got a guy with a trident here. It's worth a try. Ow. Gotcha. Aw, dang. Dude, could you imagine if we had gotten 2 in a row? That would have been... that would have been so lucky. My inventory was getting a little full, so I stopped by the house, dropped off the trident, and cleared out my inventory a little bit. We're actually going to take the rail up to Oasis City because I'm pretty sure there is an ocean above that where there should be a warm ocean, and I can start exploring the warm ocean ruins, and maybe we'll have some luck getting another trident up there. But there's also a chance that I may find a oh my god, they're skeleton horses. Okay. That may have been one of my horses. Okay, well, I guess let's go activate it. Oh no. Okay. Oh shit. No, no, no! Frick. One of them died. Oh, I'm sorry, horsey. I'm sorry, horsey. God dang it. God dang it. There we go. No, 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 no. Oh my god. Oh, that was ridiculous. Oh man, he's so slow. Oh my goodness, he's so slow. Oh my goodness. that was something else. Jeez Louise. Bam and bam. Look at that. We got 3 skeletal horses now. This is cool. Here we are, the desert ocean. The warm the ocean next to a desert. The warm ocean, and right over there looks like we've got a mushroom island. Oh, hey, there's a guy with a trident. Could you imagine if I actually got this one? That'd be crazy. Yeah. Yeah. I got a piece of copper. Oh, there's another guy. No way. I think you never see them this close together. Ooh, that hit me square in the face. Yeah. Gotcha. Dang it. But looks like we found a coral reef here, which is nice. That's always nice. We can definitely use these blocks in the future. But that's not really what we're looking for at the moment. Right now, we're looking for ruins, shipwrecks, stuff of that nature. These are useful, but not to me at the moment. And I actually made more night vision potions, but I completely forgot to bring them with me. So I don't have any night vision potions, unfortunately. Oh, there's one with a trident. Here we go. Now's our chance. Yeah. This will be the battle of the ages. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Nope. Still need to hit him once more. Can you believe it? One with only 6 durability left. Crazy. Oh, that's awesome. I literally cannot believe that we got that. The luck is actually insane. Oh, hey. There's some ruins here as well. Let's check these out while we're here. Alright, got the angler pottery sherd. Ooh, another pottery sherd, I think. Alright, we got 2 shelters and 2 anglers. I believe there's 3 different pottery sherds that you can get. You know what would be more useful than a boat chest? Is it a crafting table boat? You could craft out in the middle of the ocean. That would be convenient. A mending fishing rod. Yes, let's go. Now I can fish infinitely. Come on, give me a sniffer egg, dude. Looks like there's quite a few drowns. Oh, wait. I should be using Delta. Completely forgot about that. Yeah. Get back, foul beast. Go, Delta. Got him. I don't think I got a trident on that one. That's okay. Where did Delta go? I've completely lost sight of Delta. Oh, there he is. Get him. Yeah. Alright, he's playing dead and he's regenerating right now. So, like, if he should... There we go. Oh. Get him. Oh. Oh, why is he taking damage? I thought he was supposed to give me the regeneration effect. Maybe not. I don't know. I thought that was what the thing was. Anyway. Looks like we took care of most of the drowns, buddy. You want to just get back in the... Yeah. Nope. 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 There we go. We got him. That was a little difficult. Bro. I do not understand axolotls. I don't... What the frick is he? Man, he just disappeared again. Delta? Where'd you go, buddy? I maybe should have kept him on a leash. That probably would have been a good idea. I've lost my axolotl. I'm honestly kind of sad about Delta. Like, I barely even got to use it. Another piece of coal. Man, I must have been really naughty this year or something, because I'm getting so much coal. Finally, a sniffer egg. Let's go. Yeah. What I can say is Delta will be missed. I can't say what happened to him. For, I don't know, legal reasons. And because I literally do not understand what the frick happened to him. He was there, and he just disappeared. Unless I watch the recording back, and I see something that I don't know. I literally have no idea what the frick happened to my boy. He's just gone. I'd like to find another axolotl, because I'm a little sad about Delta. I don't know. I don't know if I can really rename him while I'm out and about here, but I would like to. Oh my god. Oh, another axolotl. Oh, 2 axolotls. Oh my god. Give me you. And gotcha. Alright, that's 2 axolotls. Let's see if we can find any others. It might be helpful to just have a bunch of them. I don't know. I literally do not know. I'm not the biggest axolotl expert. I thought I knew how to use them. I was wrong. A blue axolotl. My favorite. Finally got the second sniffer egg that we needed. Now I'm gonna head back home and start enchanting those tridents. Alright, and we just got back from our adventure in the warm ocean. We got plenty of goodies. A couple of buckets of axolotl. Our second trident. A bit of iron, gold, emerald, lapis, some wheat, coal, copper. Now we have the perfect fishing rod. Nice. And there's all the stuff that we had in our bundles. A lot of these coast armor strips. We got the arms up pottery sherd, 9 shelter pottery sherds, 10 angler, and 4 snort. We also got 6 sniffer eggs, which we'll just leave in here for now. Alright, now that we got these 2 tridents, let's go ahead and enchant them. Alright, so we got our 2 tridents here. We enchanted them up a little bit, and we've got our 2 mending books. So we're going to go ahead and throw mending on this one, and mending on that one. And now these guys are pretty much perfect. I think everything's pretty much... I think we pretty much have everything. I mean, this one could have impaling 5, but I'm not really going to be using that for throwing at mobs anyway. This is literally just for transport. This one is actually for killing mobs, so this one is the only one I really care about having impaling 5. But now, it's time to fix these bad boys. Oh, wow, that was fast. All right. Okay, look at that. We've got 2 tridents, and we should probably name them just so I know which one's which. Alright, our channeling trident, we're going to call this one Jupiter. And the Riptide trident, we're going to call Cyclone. I think I spelled that right. Alright, now that our tridents are ready to go, let's test it out. Yes, that was sick. This will make killing guardians so much easier. And check this out. We can use Cyclone to propel ourselves through the water so much faster. Here it is, the Ocean Monument. This is one of the most challenging structures in the game, but I think we're ready for it. Before we dive in to take on the Ocean Monument, we better get dressed for the occasion. There we go. We've got our diver's suit on now. Let's take down the Elder Guardians inside. Now we have these potions of night vision and water breathing, but we're not going to use those just yet because we need to get rid of the mining fatigue. Now you know what? We are actually going to use it because I don't want to drown. So we're going to use these, and I got to traverse my way through this maze. Yeah! I'm going to figure out how the heck to get around here. I literally cannot find my way. God, these things are so confusing. Like, I know it's the point is to be a maze, but I literally do not understand this frickin'... Oh, there's one. Get out of my way. Where is he? There he is. Get him. Shoot, I missed. Yeah. Oh, I got him. Alright, that's the first one down. Let's get out of here. Alright, let's keep exploring. Alright, here's the gold room. Ooh, yes! There is a sponge room, so that's good. Yeah. Gotcha. Oh, there's the other one. Okay. Yeah! I got him. Nice. I believe this is the main room. That's 2 down. There's still got to be at least 1 more. I still don't see another guardian, unfortunately. Ah, here he is. Alright, here's the last one. Gotcha. And we got the tide armor trim. Let's go. Alright, now we can drink our milk bucket. Get rid of the mining fatigue. Oops. And drink our new night vision, water breathing. Now we're good to go. This place is taken care of now. My god, this trident is so much fun. And with the Elder Guardians gone, now we can take what we came here for. The 8 gold blocks. Aw, yeah, that's what we wanted. I mean, I'll take it, I guess, but that's not what we're here for. With the Elder Guardians defeated, the monument is ours. But we're not done yet. Next up, draining it. But before we get to that, let's put the tide trim on our armor. Hell yeah. Now we look especially snazzy. Draining an ocean monument is a massive task, but with gravel, sponges, and a lot of patience, we'll clear it out. Once it's dry, we'll convert it into a guardian farm. First thing we'll want to bring is a conduit. That way we can breathe underwater, have haste, and night vision, which will make it a lot easier to destroy the monument. We're also gonna want some potions of invisibility, which we can get by turning these night vision potions that we didn't use with a fermented spider eye into an invisibility potion. Like so. And now we don't need any potions of water breathing, just these potions of invis. With some sponges, conduit, and stuff to make more potions of invisibility, we're gonna make our way over to our ocean monument and get started on the construction of our guardian farm. Alright, first step, we're gonna go put the conduit inside of the monument. Oh wait, hold on. Actually, before I do that, we're gonna go ahead and get naked real quick. Drink our potion of invisibility. That way, they can't detect us, and we can go place the conduit. There we go. Now we've got that. There we go. The eye of the conduit is open, and now it'll start doing damage to the guardians, because those guys are idiots, and we don't like them. Now we've got our invisibility potion set up. Everything is honky-dory. We've got our conduit, so we can see and mine and do everything underwater extremely easily. And now the first step to this whole ordeal is to completely get rid of and destroy this whole monument. So I'm going to take a bit of time and just tear this whole thing down. Alright, we finally completely destroyed the entire monument. And we've got a big area to work with. And now we're going to work on building these walls all the way up to the surface. Alright, we just finished up the walls. They look pretty cool. I'm pretty happy with it. My invisibility just wore out, so I don't want to get too close to these guys. They do a ton of damage if I'm not wearing any armor, which I'm not. So now we are gonna drain the entire thing, and we're gonna be placing gravel in this thing, and then yeah, basically just building walls with gravel, and then using sponges to dry it out, and then we'll remove the gravel. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and I'll be right back. Now that we got this completely drained, we can start building the Guardian Farm. I'm gonna have to take that down. I built that so that I could actually get out to the middle of the water that I hadn't drained yet, because I don't know if you noticed in the in the time lapse, I didn't just go left to right, left to right, left to right. Like I didn't just go from one end all the way over to the other. I did like a circle pattern around the edges, and I see why people don't do that, but also it felt more efficient to me, so that's why I did it. But I see why people don't, because it's kind of stupid, but I don't know. I thought it was more fun that way. Anyway, let's get started on building the Guardian Farm. Alright, the Guardian Farm is now pretty much complete. The only thing is we'd need to have like an AFK spot up in the sky if I ever wanted to AFK. And also, I did not finish the sorting room. I had there it is. I have a hole here. So this is where our items are getting dropped out, but currently I don't actually have any sort of anything set up at the moment. Let's see. Whoa, we've got a little bit of stuff actually. Look at that. But yeah, I have this. I'm gonna turn into an auto sorter so that stuff is getting sorted out. We'll build a little room in here and a good way to get in and out of it. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started on this sorter system and storage room. Oh, and I quickly wanted to mention that this farm is obviously not my own design. I followed a tutorial, and if you're interested or if you want to build it yourself or anything like that, I'll leave a link in the description to the video that I used. And now our storage room is done. We're just going to come down here. And here's our storage room. It's very empty for right now, but this will probably be more of like a base of operations in the future. We might put some other chests and crafting table and stuff. But we have crystals, shards, and cod all being sorted. This is the cod, shards and crystals, all 6. So each item has 6 double chests, so I think we'll probably be good for a while. So yeah, this is our storage room, and I may come up here and do a little bit of decorating because there's this, I don't know if you can really see it very well, but yeah, okay, so if you look at the clouds and I walk over, you can see there's a little bit of glass here, and that is for some reason supposed to help the rates of the farm. I don't really understand. Something about pack spawning. I don't really understand it. As I said, this isn't my design. I just followed a tutorial. But if I really want to start getting some drops from this thing, we're gonna have to build a platform way up in the sky so that only these guardians can spawn, and it'll be a little bit more efficient. So I'm kind of thinking I want to put like a staircase that goes up to this glass section or something like that. Like I want to do something in here. Like I don't want it to just be kind of empty like this. So anyway, what I was thinking is putting a staircase that goes up to that platform, and I can use that as kind of like just a way to get around, I suppose. So yeah, let me just build that real quick. Now we have this little staircase thing. I don't know what I was really doing. It was kind of just to get it. You know what? That doesn't look terrible, I guess. It's fun. I don't know. I kind of like it. And then right here, we're going to have to go way up into the sky to make a little bit of an AFK platform. Alright, I'm up on the top of the farm now. I've got my scaffolding and everything I need. So I'm going to go ahead and start placing the scaffolding. And I'm thinking, once I'm done with this, I'm probably going to replace it with prismarine and cyan glass to kind of keep in theme with this, and maybe do a bubble column to get all the way up to the AFK platform, just because that would be a lot faster and more in theme with this farm, and I think it would look a lot better than just this ugly scaffolding, because I don't have an elytra yet, so I have no way of getting up there other than scaffolding or like a staircase, which I'm not gonna do that. So I'm thinking probably a bubble column would be my best bet. There we go. We've got our little AFK platform for now. So I'm going to take a little bit of time, do some AFKing just so I can see kind of what we're working with drops wise. And yeah, I'll check back in with you guys later. Well, I was AFK for maybe 2 hours, maybe a little bit less. And I'd like to just check real quick, see what we got. Whoa. Oh my God. Oh my God. That is so much fish. Oh my God. Oh my God. It's completely full. Oh my God. Okay, we're never gonna have to AFK this again. Oh my God, this was super fast. Okay, perfect. We're gonna have plenty of building blocks, I guess, to build our underwater build. So this is great. But the only thing is I have no way of crafting dark prismarine. For that, I actually need a black dye farm, and there's only 2 ways to get black dye. You can use ink sacs, which are dropped by squids, or wither roses, which is dropped by a mob killed by the wither. And since I don't really think I'm quite to wither roses yet, I think I'm just gonna make an ink farm real quick. Alright, I've been exploring around a bit trying to find a good spot for the ink farm, and this is actually perfect. It's this teeny tiny little spot of river, and I don't have to drain too much water out of anywhere. It's literally perfect. This is amazing. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started on making the ink farm. Alright, and our ink farm is donezo. We got our collection system up and running, and yeah, we got our water sources, we got our kill chamber, and I mean, this hasn't really been running, but we've already gotten a pretty good amount of ink sacs. Like, even just while I was making it, I was getting ink sacs and stuff. So this is a pretty handy farm, and now that it's done, I just want to take a little bit of time and clean it up a bit, decorate it, have a better storage system. I'd like to have a room up at the top where we store the ink sacs, and make a sorting system to sort out the ink sacs, salmon, and bone meal, because those are all things that we can get. Wow, look at that. One spawned and fell down and died. Awesome. So yeah, anyway, we're going to take a little bit of time and decorate this, make it look a little bit nicer, and make it so that we don't really need to come down here at all. We're going to have a way to transport all of our items up to the tippity top. So let's go ahead and get cracking. Well, I've been working on the squid farm for a little bit, just making it look a little bit nicer than most people probably would. I have the stone bricks along the whole thing. I did that while I was mining it, though. You probably saw in the time lapse. Just because I wanted it to look a little bit nicer, and I probably will put like maybe a building here in the future. And that's the beauty of a forever world. The future will eventually come. I will eventually do it. Maybe. If I don't end up using this ink farm very often, I can't imagine that I'm going to care too much. But, you know, it does look pretty clean. And, like, it's just a floor down there. It's literally just a dark oak floor. So that looks pretty cool. It's pretty nice. Flush. You can't see the collection system at all, but there is a mine cart with a hopper going back and forth collecting all the items, and then it goes into this chute. Just made a little copper pipe here, and it's sorting out bone meal, which there's not a whole lot of. I only have like 8, and also raw salmon. So when we get, you know, if we AFK here for quite a while, we'll probably end up with a little bit of salmon and whatnot. But we have lots and lots of ink sacks, almost a full double chest already. And I mean, I haven't really been doing it that much, so it's pretty efficient. And let me just, I have this little hidey hole in this hill. It's just far enough away that the farm actually works. If I go into free cam mode, you can see they're just going nuts. Like, this is a very, very efficient farm. And I think the reason that it's so efficient is because this was like the tiniest little river biome in this valley, just surrounded by mountains. So there's no rivers or oceans nearby. And we were able to just get rid of this tiny bit of water. And I'm pretty sure all of these are technically in river biome. Maybe this one, oops, yeah, I think it's all river biome. So everything is technically spawnable for the squids, and there's no other spawnable area in the whole 17 by 17 chunk radius. So like, there's nowhere for the squids to spawn other than here. And with a mob cap of like 5, I think, there's almost always 5 in the farm. And the reason that we dug down so far instead of using like magma blocks to kill them is the magma blocks and suffocation will only kill them so quickly. If you kill them with fall damage, they die almost instantly, so the next one can spawn. If you use suffocation or magma blocks, it takes a little bit longer, which will hurt your rates just a little bit, and I figured we'll just do it this way because it's more efficient. I'm pretty happy with this farm. I do want to clean up this area, and obviously we're going to get rid of my little chest monster. It's just a lot of there's a lot of garbage in here. I gotta get it a little bit more organized. But we shouldn't have any problem getting dark prismarine, so that's nice. Now that the ink farm over there is donezo, I'd like to renovate the guardian farm just a little bit more. I want to add a faster way to get up to the top, so I'm thinking I want to build a bubble vader all the way up there and a drop chute to get back down. And speaking of the top, I'd really like to build something cool up there, not just like a silly little glass box, because that's super duper lame. I want an actual room and like an observation deck to look out at the surrounding area, because it's pretty. So I'm gonna work on this for a little bit and I'll be right back. Alright, now we've got this elevator done. That'll take us all the way up to our little AFK platform. I want to put a roof on that, but I figured I'd just show it off real quick. And we're up at the top, much quicker than the scaffolding. We got some walls, so we don't fall off or anything while we're looking around. But yeah, there's plenty to look at. I really like this view. I mean, there's just a lot of ocean at the moment, but you can still kind of see some mountains over there, a little bit of forest over there. But anyway, it's nice just to get up here if we ever want to AFK for the Guardian farm or anything like that. we can easily do that. But there's also these little staircases here, here. And then, you know, you can get over to the ocean if you ever need to. And the last thing I wanted to redo is this storage room. Just because, I mean, look, this thing is, it's too full. Like, we got so much stuff here. And, I mean, yeah, it's sorted. But I think it's kind of wasteful to just have it storing the shards and the crystals, right? Because, like, what am I going to do with just the shards of the crystals? The only thing you can do with these items is craft them into the blocks, into these blocks. The prismarine, the dark prismarine, the sea lanterns, the prismarine bricks. So what I was thinking is have some auto crafters that'll automatically turn all of this into the prismarine and the bricks and the dark prismarine and the lanterns. That way I never need to fill up my entire inventory full of these items and then stand in front of a crafting table for 2 hours just to get a handful of bricks. Anyway, let's go ahead and do some crazy redstone contraptions and get this all up and running how I want it to. Alright, we carved out the room. This is where my sorting system had been. So I'm going to be doing quite a bit of redstone because as of right now our items are just kind of flying out here. Obviously that's not what we want. The first thing that we need to set up, well, actually, the first thing we need to reset up is the item sorter. So we need to sort out our fish, shards, and crystals. So let me go set that up. We have our first component set up here. We've got our sorting system. So we're sorting out fish, prismarine crystals, and prismarine shards. And the first thing that we're going to do is set up a system to take these prismarine shards and divide them up equally into 4 different chests. Alright, and we got our second component set up here. I know it looks a little bit complicated, but it's... I sound like mumbo jumbo, but it's fairly simple. So we have our input here. This is where our prismarine shards are coming in. So anytime a guardian dies, the prismarine shard will come over here. It'll come into this chest, which will be sucked out by this comparator. Well, we might be able to see it in action. But it'll get sucked out by this hopper, which this comparator will read it, send a signal over here, and then back over here. So that anytime there's like more than... This is just so that it is a clock, it repeats itself. But then this right here is sending out a signal, but that's not really important. This observer observing that change is what activates this piston, and since it's an observer hitting a piston, it's fast enough that the observer is just going to be moving back and forth like this. Yep, just like that. And then that is actually sending an item back and forth between these 2 droppers, and then the dropper is sending out the signal with this comparator, and that in turn is locking this hopper back and forth depending on which one just got the last item. Like, sure, yeah, you can do a chest, hopper, hopper, chest, hopper. Like, you can do that, but this way, if one goes in and then another one goes in, it's going to do them all separately, if that makes sense. So back and forth, like you can see this one is locked, this one is not. So then it'll come out into these 2 chests, which then we have the same circuit, just again, down here. So it's just multiplied. And then we have 20, 20, and then over here, we've got 20 and 20. So you can see it's all evenly sorted, which is good. And the reason that we're sorting it out into 4 separate ones is because there are 4 different recipes. There are the prismarine bricks, dark prismarine, and sea lanterns. So we want to have auto crafters crafting up all of those things, and that's what that's for. Alright, we got the next circuit up and running. So we took these 2 chests right here that we're holding our prismarine shards, and we have a row of hoppers going into these droppers. These 2 droppers here, and then anytime anything's in them, they get spat out into this bubble column, and then those bubble columns go up and around, and then they end up here and here, and this is where we're going to build our auto crafters for our prismarine bricks and just prismarine blocks. So let's go ahead and get started on that. Alright, we got our auto crafters all set up now, and we have quite a bit of backlog. So we've got prismarine bricks crafting here and prismarine crafting here. I'll try to show it off as best I can. So we have our water lines, and those are coming into these hoppers. are going into this crafter. It's actually a very similar setup to our gold crafter, if you remember that from the Nether episode. And yeah, pretty much it's just doing the exact same thing as that. And then that's going out into this hopper, which is then going down into this chest. And then I have a little mechanism here. Actually, hold on. I have this little mechanism back here that... Oh, I never actually set this one up. Hold on. So, this right here is a full pot, which is sending out a signal strength of 15. And then this comparator right here is only going to be putting out a signal of 15 once this is full. I don't know if you guys know how comparators work, but basically this won't turn on until it's the same as this one. So this one's outputting 15. This one's not going to turn on, even if there was almost everything full. Until it gets to 54 stacks, it's not going to output a level of 15, which means it's not going to output anything. So then once that one is full, it'll come over here and turn this torch off, which in turn would turn that torch on. And once that torch turns on, it powers that block, which powers this, which turns the auto crafters off. That way, if it's all the way full of 4 double chests full of the blocks, it'll stop crafting. And then it'll just fill up the crafter and then this hopper. And then the items are just going to sit there and then eventually despawn, but that's fine. We got the third auto crafter up and running. This is crafting our sea lanterns. And at the moment, it is out of the shards. So we're just going to go ahead and throw in a couple shards because I have plenty extra. So we'll go ahead and throw that in. Everything's just going to be going absolutely nuts at the moment. But those shards are going to be coming out here, hopping into this dropper. And then that's going to spit it out. It's going to go up here. And then it's traveling along here. It's going into this hopper right here, which is going into this crafter right here. And then you just saw right there, you just saw that piston retracted actually. But as this slowly fills back up, it has to get to at least a value of 23. So once this hits 23 in a couple seconds, that's going to send out a signal. And it's going to craft 2 real quick. And then it's going to slowly refill. Bada bing, bada boom. So yeah, it's going to take a hot minute for this to actually craft anything in like serious bulk or anything like that, but you know, it is automatic, so I don't have to craft any of it, which is it's nice. So yeah, once that hits 1, the piston comes out, observer detects that, sends a signal into that repeater, which then sends a signal along this clock here. And then once that signal hits that repeater, the observer seeing that, sending a signal onto this crafter, and also the prismarine crystals, they're just being pulled out of the sorter. And then same thing on this side. So say we were actually short on crystals and then the shards were actually the ones that were empty. This one would be out, this one would be retracted, and then once that one had at least 23 prismarine crystals, I mean, it would look like that. But then once you get a couple of crystals in, it does that, sends out a signal, and everything's great. But yeah, once either one of these has less than 23, it'll retract and it'll turn itself off. I do plan on using this chest right here to read out a signal so that once it's too full, it'll just turn this thing off. I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to do that, but I'll figure it out. I've got a system here figured out. It's a wee bit complicated. Don't worry about it. We've got a comparator back there looking at this chest. We've also got this pot, similar to the other one, but we've got a pot full of stone here, outputting a signal of 15. So then once this one outputs a signal of 15, it'll go bing, 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 boom, and it'll go into that block, turn the torch off, which will retract that observer right there, which is actually activating the crafter. So once that's full, that'll come down and it won't be crafting anymore. So sea lanterns are being crafted, prismarine bricks are being crafted, and the only thing left at this point is dark prismarine. So let's go ahead and build a 4th auto crafter. I'm thinking I'm maybe gonna put it here so we have like a little sea here, and we'll turn that into our new room. All right, we figured out where it's gonna go, and I've decided I'm gonna put it right here. So here's our chests, and here's our input for our ink, you know, because we've got our ink farm over there. And this, you just put your ink in straight up, and then it's actually, there is a, I guess I could destroy this block. There's a crafter right here, and it's all blocked off. So anytime any ink sacs go in here, it's going to be crafted into black dye, which goes up into the chute up in here. So then we've got quite a bit of black dye already, and that's backlogging just a bit. We need a little bit more for this to actually kick into action, but we've got a little bit of prismarine shards, and those are coming in from this chute over there. That's our final prismarine shard, so it's all divided up evenly and everything, so that's nice. But finally, it's all good to go, and the only thing now is pretty much just to decorate this room, redo the staircase, because it's kind of ruined at this point, redo the staircase, and maybe fill this up with a little bit of ink sacs from the farm, and yeah. That's pretty much it. Everything is as it should be. So I'm gonna go ahead and just renovate this room a little bit, put in a floor, ceiling, probably do some walls and whatnot. So I will be right back. All right, we've got the room finished. We've redone the staircase a little bit. So we come down the staircase where we see we've got some sea lanterns here on the trim, and we've got prismarine walls here with the dark prismarine pillars. I think it turned out pretty nice. And we come down here, and here's our storage room. It looks super nice. I'm really pleased with this room. I even had a little bit of a water feature in the floor because I thought it was fitting. But we've got our prismarine bricks. We've got our prismarine sea lanterns. This is our ink input again. And here, oops, don't look at that. Wow. And here's our dark prismarine. So now, to make this thing fully quote-unquote functional, we just need to put in some ink sacs and we'll be ready to go. But yeah, I think this turned out pretty fantastic, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, this looks this looks fire, dude. Now that we have plenty of, hold on, let me take my helmet off. Ah, that's better. Now that we have plenty of prismarine blocks, we're going to go ahead and get started on our underwater build. So I'm going to go ahead and build a quick outline of the city and just see where we're working. Alright, we finished up our perimeter. Goes the whole way around the Sunken Empire. But we have an absolutely enormous area that we're working in. Like, there's that corner, and the other corner is pretty far away. I think if my math is correct, it's like 264 blocks or something like that. It's pretty big. So we have a very big area that we're working in, and I need conduit power to be everywhere. So I'm gonna put conduits in the center of the 4 quadrants. Like you can see here, there's kind of a square, and we're gonna put one in the center there, and then one over there, one over there, and one over there, and that will cover the entire empire. So let's go ahead and build some pedestals for the conduits. Alright, we just finished our Atlas statue. I think it looks pretty cool. This will be where our city actually is, down on this level right here, level 40. And I do like it. It looks alright. I do think I want to add maybe some stairs and stuff, because like just these full blocks are a little weird. I think it'd look nicer if these right here, these prismarine bricks, were maybe stairs. The same thing with those prismarine right there. I kind of wish those were stairs, because those aren't actually like involved in the conduit at all. This is just all for decoration. I don't have the conduit in there yet because it needs a water source, and I'm kind of thinking I'm maybe gonna like, I'm not exactly sure. I'm thinking maybe I like put this thing in glass or something like that. Like I'll like, this prismarine cage here is the the frame, and then I'll surround it with glass and then waterlog the whole thing, and then that way the conduit will actually work. Or maybe I just do this inner one and just put it like in these corners with the dark prismarine. That'd be a little bit easier, but yeah, I don't know. And I also don't know if I really want to do stairs here, because then I can't do stairs here, and I think that might look a little bit weird. Could maybe put walls there. Yeah, let's go get some materials and let me try that. Alright, I've rounded it out a little bit more, added some slabs on there and some walls on the outside, and then stairs along here and walls along the outside like this, just to give it a little bit more of a roundness to it. And I think this effect definitely works a little bit better when you're far away. I'm not sure how much I like having this above the water. It looks a little bit weird, but I think if you're like coming across this while you're in the ocean, it could look kind of cool. I'm pretty happy with the build, but yeah, we just need to actually put the conduit in its place, so I'll be right back. Alright, we got our glass encasement with our conduit, and I've just been adding some of these copper trapdoors around these sea lanterns because I think it actually looks pretty nice. You know what? This corner isn't actually necessary. I could get rid of these corners so it wouldn't be so square. I've just been kind of fine-tuning this little structure that I built. I like going into finer details for no reason in particular. There we go. I think I'm pretty happy with that. It looks pretty cool from underwater and above water, especially above water. I think it actually looks pretty cool. All right, now we just need to build the other 3 and the other 4 corners. So I will be right back. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. I was just heading back to my house and we found a naturally spawning diamond armor zombie. Holy shit, these guys are rare. Okay, I gotta hold on. I'm gonna put him in a boat so he doesn't despawn. And he does have a helmet, so he shouldn't burn in the daylight. I gotta save this guy. Oh my god, I'm dying. Oh Jesus, poison sucks. Alright, where is he? Where'd he go? I hope he didn't like despawn or something. Where'd he go? Is he still here? Oh, he is still here. Okay, good. Okay, I hope I don't die. That would suck. Alright, get in the boat. No, get in the boat. Shoot. Oh my god, stupid skeletons. Go away. Yes, okay, he's in the boat. Good. Shut up. Go away. Oh my god. Oh, we did it. We got him. He's in the boat. He shouldn't despawn, I think. I think that's how that works. We're definitely going to get a name tag for this guy and name him, because that is awesome. Can you break off? Let's just build him a little shelter, just in case. I don't think this is the case, but I am a little worried that eventually his helmet would break and then he would die. I don't know if that is a thing, but I think if they are exposed to daylight, then the helmet would take damage. So we're just going to cover him up, make him a little safe. From what? I don't know. Just safe. And he's good to go. That's awesome. That's so cool. I also wanted some dolphins around the Empire in little soul sand bubble columns, so they don't die. And then also name them so they don't despawn. And that way I can get Dolphin's Grace to get around the Empire a little faster. And I'm thinking we put them inside. Oh boy, it's going to be hard to... No. Okay. No, there we go. Okay, we got him. Alright. So we're going to bring this guy back. Whoa. Jesus Christmas. Oh my Atlanta. Dude, having... Oh, this is fantastic. Dude, oh my god. I gotta get... Oh my god. Dude, this is goated. Holy sh... I never realized how good this is if you have one on a lead. Oh my god. Alright, let's make his enclosure. So I was thinking we were gonna put him inside this Atlas statue, in this pedestal, because it's actually already hollowed out. Because when I built it, you know, I kept it hollow. Let's keep it in this 3x3 section. And I'm also thinking we put it up maybe towards the top. So what I'm thinking here is we just put him like in the top. 1, 2, 3. He'll get like 9 blocks. Oh, we'll need to make it. Oh yeah, I guess they're all already source blocks. Okay, cool. Yeah, we'll just destroy these couple of blocks. We'll put those back, obviously. This right here. There we go. Alright, now we just need to get the dolphin, if he's not already dead. It seems like he's dead. Okay. Dolphins are just so hard to keep alive. God dang it. Let's try it again. And kind of what I was thinking is we'll have 4 in each of the pillars. But ever since I just did that thing with the lead, I've been using Cyclone here to get around. And you know, it works. But Dolphin's Grace is clearly superior by a lot. So kind of what I was thinking is maybe we have one like in a gated area that we can use to explore the ocean much quicker. We just like put him on a lead and take him along on adventures, because god dang, that was fast. It was so fast. The reason that I'm in here is this is actually ocean biome. All of that is like cold ocean, and apparently dolphins can't spawn in cold oceans. I didn't know this, but I've learned it with extensive research that I'm putting into this video. But yeah, apparently dolphins can't spawn. Oh my god, look at the speed. This is insane. How fast am I going right now? I wish I had like a speedometer. God, that was incredible, dude. Come over here. There you go. Alright. And now, I guess he can pretty much be free. I just need to get out of here now. No, 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 no. You stay in here. Oh no. Where'd my block go? No, 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 no. You stay in there. Get back in there. No. Dang it. Oh, he wants to play with the items. Right. Oh, yeah. I forgot that dolphins even do that. Yeah, that's kind of a weird feature that they have, is they like to play with items. I wonder if I would put an item or something like this rotten flesh in here, if he would then try to go for it. Oh, what the hell was that? Go. There we go. Alright. Why? What? Oh. I keep spitting it out because it's alright, go for it, buddy. This might be the easiest way to get him in position. There you go. Ooh, we got him. Okay, and then I think now it's just the problem with the lead, because I'd like that lead back. If I break it, I should maybe be able to get it back. Not exactly sure. He's playing with it in there. Well, to be fair, I guess he deserves to have something to play with. But yeah, I'm just going to be going back and forth from here and over in our empire. And I'm just going to be getting 3 more dolphins, waiting for them to spawn, grab them, bring them over, and do the same thing I just did 3 more times. And I might make some sort of like a pen almost, if you know what I mean, like a stable for the dolphins. I think that might be a cool idea, because then I could use the dolphin to like swim around the ocean in like a fraction of a second. They're so fat. Oh my god, they just spawned in a pot of 3. Look at that. Let's go. Yeah, I got the boys. Alright, we're gonna name one Grace. obviously. We're going to name one Flipper. We're going to name one Greg. And then we're going to name the other one Albert. There we go. Now, we cooked with these. Okay, now, let's name this guy Greg. Take the lead off. There we go. Now, I think we're good. Let's name you... Get your lead back, please. There you go. This one we're going to name Albert. Come here. There you go. You're named, and we're good. Third one's down. You know, I kind of feel bad taking away. I kind of want to give him an item to play with because they seem happier. And maybe that's just me being too nice, but I kind of want to just... There you go. Have a prismarine. You can play with that. All right. This one will be called Flipper. All right. Now we got all 4 dolphins in all 4 corners, and we should use that. Should be able to use that to get around our empire much, much quicker. Super nice. All right. And now that we have our conduits and our dolphins in all 4 of these corners, we can breathe and see and mine and swim faster in the entire city. And now it's time to actually get started on building the city. And the first thing that I want to do is build the outer walls. So this outline right here that goes all the way around, we are actually going to build a kelp farm inside of the wall. So it's going to be like 9 thick, and then there's going to be a kelp farm lining the inside of the entirety of this city. And that way, anytime we're in here, it's just going to be farming kelp constantly all the time. It's going to be fantastic. So let's get started with this first section here, from this road over to that road. We got the first section of walls done, so it's this right here. It's a little bit thick. It's a whole 9 blocks thick. I haven't decorated it yet, but it should be done, I think. We should be getting, hey, look at that, we already got a little bit of kelp. And that actually took like 2 stacks of observers, 2 stacks of piston, 2 stacks of redstone, 4 stacks and a little bit more of spruce fence gates. So I'm gonna be needing quite a lot of that. And but that was just one section, and we have what, 1 2 3 4 times 4, so 16 minus this one, so we have 15 more of these to do. So yeah, we have a very big project ahead of us with this wall. But once it's donezo, we'll be getting kelp out the wazoo, and we will be using this kelp in conjunction with some smokers, and it's going to be constantly smoking the kelp into dried kelp, and then we'll have an auto crafter to craft it all up into dried kelp blocks, which will then refuel itself. So that'll be nice. I won't have to worry about fueling it at all. It'll just refuel itself, and then there will be some excess kelp blocks that we can use as fuel around the world. But yeah, this will be nice once it's actually done. And I want to do this first before I do the whole empire in the inside of the wall, because while I'm working on it, this can be going, and that'll be nice. Now we just need to build 15 more. All right, I took a very long time, literally an entire week of working on this, day in and day out, all the time, oh god. But we finally have our perimeter completely mined out, so we can start building our walls. But this is 284 blocks from that corner all the way over to that corner, and it's 9 blocks wide and pretty tall in some places, especially like way over there. So this took quite a long time to mine out all the way, but now we're finally ready. I say finally. For you, it's been no time at all, but for me, it's been an entire week. So it's been a long time. But now we are finally ready to build the rest of these walls all the way around. So I'm I'm very excited to get to work building instead of just mining. So let's go ahead and get started on that. Oh, finally, we're done with these walls. Oh my god, I've been working on this for so long. But now all of these walls, which house our kelp farms, are now complete, which means we are now getting loads and loads of kelp. So the next thing we're going to do is put a smoker at each one of the collection points, and we're going to build a system like this. So our kelp is going into the smoker, which is smoking into dried kelp, which is then going into this crafter, which once it's full will craft out a dried kelp block, which goes into a water stream here that shoots up and runs over a hopper, which actually feeds the dried kelp block back into the smoker so it never runs out of fuel. And then any of the excess is put into a chest like that, and that way whenever we need dried kelp block for any sort of fuel or anything like that, we have plenty to choose from, and we don't need to use any more coal or lava or anything like that. And this is a nice automatic way to make fuel. So anyway, I'm going to get started on all these collection points. Alright, we just finished up the last one here. Now, whenever we're in the city, any of the nearby kelp blocks will grow and get harvested and then smelted and auto-crafted into kelp blocks. The only thing is we just have to actually spend some time in the city now. Next step for the Empire is to mine out and flatten all 16 of these 64 by 64 areas so that we can actually start building stuff. So I will be right back. We're back. And finally, it's been, I don't know, a month? A couple weeks I've been working on this thing. And it's finally all flattened. It looks, I mean, it looks good. Like, I can't lie. I'm pretty proud of how it looks. I mean, it's very empty. I will say that. It's very empty. But that's okay, because this is just the groundwork. You know, we're going to build a whole empire within these, well, quote-unquote walls. The walls are looking a little shrimpy in comparison to the size of this thing. But that's alright. So we're going to head over to the coral reef that I found earlier in the episode and gather up a little bit of coral blocks. Coming up on our coral reef area. Very excited. Love these. I always think these are so cool, and I've always really wanted to do something with the coral reef, but I've never really done anything with them. So I'm excited to actually use these. Anyway, let's get started on harvesting some stuff. Alright, we took a ton of time and gathered up a bit of coral here. Not too much or anything. I may have to go back again, but I ran out of space in my ender chest. And since I don't have any shulker boxes yet, this is all I could realistically grab. So we'll, you know, it's fine. It's fine. Well, we got this walkway completely covered with bits of coral. I kind of like how it turned out. This isn't exactly what I pictured, but that's okay. I do like it. I think it'll grow on me. It is a lot of color. Whoops. Which was kind of the point. You know, I was hoping for a pop of color, because right now this is all just very very blue. And this is definitely helping with the color. It makes it a little, well, makes it a lot less monotonous. So that's nice. But I am unfortunately running low on sea pickles. So I think I'm going to make a quick little sea pickle farm. So what I was thinking is we'll put the building, I'm thinking right here. Just because, you know, it's a fine spot. And we're going to need a little bit of area to actually do the redstone. So what I was thinking is we build a little building here. And I'm thinking we do like 1, 2, 3. Kind of like this. Yeah. I'm thinking something kind of rounded. That's kind of what I'm going to be going for in this empire, is kind of like an Atlantis type of build. And I like the rounder buildings, and I'm thinking I want to do some sort of like domes and whatnot, kind of drawing inspiration from the cold ocean ruins, and maybe even the warm ocean ruins. I'm not as familiar with those. But the cold ocean ruins, some of them have kind of like a domed ceiling, so that is kind of what I'm going for here. So I'm just gonna, well, that went out. Okay, gonna need a little bit more bricks. Hold on. And then my final thought was to put kind of like a domed roof on it. All right, kind of like that. How does that look? I feel like it needs some slabs like this. Man, that looks kind of goofy. What if I put some bottom slabs on these corners here? That might make it a little bit better. Actually, yeah, that doesn't look terrible. We're gonna open this up, put our copper door, and this is the inside of our building, and we're gonna use a sponge. So now this does not have any more water in it, so that's nice. I think I want to maybe put in some sea lanterns, because it's a little bit dark at the moment. I can't really see much. Okay, how does that look from the outside? Actually, that actually looks pretty cool. Yeah. Alright, now that we've got this space, let's get started on building the actual farm itself. We finished it up. Everything's working. We got a handful of chests here, and we only let it run for like a very short amount of time. And we got a ton of sea pickles. We actually had to add another door over here. Oh, that one seems to be empty. I must have emptied that one already. Anyway, but yeah, it works. And we actually have a little hidden trap door up here. We can get up in here into our redstone, and we can turn it on. Let me show you what's going on here. So we're standing up here. We can come down. This redstone is getting activated by this whole repeater setup here. And there's a chest with bone meal going into a dispenser, which is being activated. And that is bone mealing some sea pickles, which are being planted on this right here. And it's just constantly being broken. And then it's going into these hoppers, which are going into these chests. And yeah, everything's going to plan. And we're getting a ton of sea pickles. So that is really nice. So now we have our coral here. We've got our very first building, which is our sea pickle farm, which is nice. And it looks a little out of place right now because there's just this huge flat area, and then there's just this one building here. But we'll spread out. We'll continue to do stuff here. It's gonna be cool. I'm excited. It might take me a while, but that's fine. Alright, the next thing that I want to add is a stable, and I'm going to put that right here next to this big gate here in the wall. And I think I want to have 2 stalls, possibly. One stall for a dolphin, and the other for the skeleton horse that we got earlier in the episode. Considering they're able to be ridden underwater, so that could be a cool addition. Alright, we got our stable built here. It's quite simple, but you know, you got some pillars here and some fences and whatnot. We got Squirrel, our skeleton horse, and we've also in here we've got a dolphin named Big Guy. I thought Big Guy was a funny name. So then anytime we want to grab Big Guy, we just need to come over here, open this up. I haven't tested this yet, so I'm hoping this works, but I think we should be able to just pull him out. Yep, there we go. And then we can use him to go really fast in the ocean anywhere. And then, you know, we head back. And I'm hoping this works. It did not work. He must have gotten stuck. That's alright. Should be able to just grab him real quick. Hopefully he just goes in where he's supposed to. Yeah. Go in there. There we go. Alright. Now he's in place. And... oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. He's not in place anymore. Come back. Come back. Yeah, I forgot to close this. He can get out if I don't close that. There we go. Alright, now he's in place. So, we've got our stable with our dolphin and our skeleton horse. So, this is pretty awesome. Now that we have this massive area to build in, I'm going to go ahead and start building some houses and whatnot. Alright, I took a bit of time and I built a couple houses here. I say a couple. I don't know. I think I like how it's turning out. This is obviously just a very small portion of this whole thing. But I think it's turning out pretty good. And if you actually like come down here, I mean, they don't all have like furnished interiors or anything, but you know, this one's got a chest and whatnot, some stairs, and then this one's got little pens here for animals, maybe. Obviously, there's not really any aquatic farm animals, but you know, if there were, this is just a very empty house, but that's all right. And here, this one's got a little desk, a little spot to maybe put a bed or something if, you know, if people ever move in here, you know. In here we've got just like a little bit of a tower. There's kind of like a spiral pattern made out of these sea lanterns. I kind of like how this one turned out. I like how a lot of them turned out, honestly. But a lot of them are just like super random. This one is just like a very thin L. Honestly, I'm just trying to take up space with a lot of these. Another little spot for some animals. But a lot of this is literally just trying to fill the space. This road here accommodates for these houses, and then there's a road along here that accommodates for these houses, and you go over here a little bit, and then this main road accommodates for these houses, and so on and so forth. So there's kind of like actually like city blocks and whatnot. So I think that actually turned out pretty cool, and it actually looks pretty great from above. I'm not gonna lie, I'm really liking how this is turning out. We just did like a quarter of a quarter, so we did like, what is it, a 16th? Took me a while, but I did a 16th. But it's not all gonna be these residential houses. Like, this is all just residential and stuff. This one's a very big fancy one. It's got these giant windows. I don't know, this one's fun. Maybe could have added a second story, but you know, I'm not too worried about the interiors. I maybe will do something with interiors, but probably not. This is all mostly just for outside. I'm mostly just looking for the exteriors, because nobody's actually going to be looking at these buildings on the inside. It's mostly just just to have some buildings to occupy the city. You know what I mean? But we can't have all just residential houses. You know, where are people gonna work? Where are people gonna go for fun? You know, a city needs things to do, places to go, things to see. And so the next thing I was thinking about adding is a museum to show off aquatic items and the different items that you can get from underwater ruins in the chests and this suspicious sand and gravel from the cold ocean and also warm oceans. But just kind of make just make a little bit of a museum. And I was kind of thinking of putting that here maybe. Like if I come over here, I'm thinking we'll have it centered on this walkway right here and we'll just put it right here. So yeah, let's go ahead and build that. Alright, the museum is now done. Let me just give you the quick tour. Here we've got our reception desk, and we have a nice mural of a guardian here. And if you turn to the left here, we've got the room for the cold ocean ruins. This is all the items that you can get from the cold oceans, and there's a little mural of one of the glazed terracotta mural things that you can get. Here's all the items that you can get from the cold ocean ruins, also including all of the things that you can find in the suspicious sand. Continuing on, we have the warm ocean ruins room, very similar to the cold ocean, but you can get sniffer eggs and the snort pottery sherd, angler pottery sherd, and the shelter pottery sherd, but apart from that, pretty much everything is the same. And continuing on, we have our little aquarium here. So we've got the dolphin, we've got some cod and salmon, we've got a guardian in here. We also have 4 axolotls. We've got the pink, brown, cyan, and gold. And we've also got squid and a glow squid, as well as a pufferfish. Make sure to keep your distance because they can hit you. They are not nice. We've also got a big old display of different tropical fish and a drowned with fishing rod. Next room is a room dedicated to the shipwrecks. Just a couple different things that you can find. You can get enchanted leather armor, you can get suspicious stew, compass and clock, buried treasure map, and most importantly, the coast armor trim. This is a recreation of a mast as well as a rudder off of a ship. And in our final room, this is a very, very scaled down ocean monument. And from ocean monuments, you can get sponge, gold blocks, and the tide armor trim. And then you just find yourself back in the reception area. Now with the museum done, it's time to go ahead and build a marketplace. Alright, well, it wasn't very big or anything by any means. Out of these 6 stalls here, I couldn't really think of anything else to do, and I didn't think we just need a ton of these. So I was like, well, I mean, this is a good enough little marketplace. You know, they can get into their stalls and sell their wares and whatnot, do some trading. Maybe I'll add some barrels. That might be a good idea, actually. Add some barrels for storage and whatnot. That might be good. Just to have some... Yeah, that'll be a good idea. But then the next thing I wanted to add is a schoolhouse, and I was kind of thinking I could put one right here, like one of those stereotypical almost kind of church-looking ones where it's like a big rectangle and then it's got the thing in the front and then like the bell up top. I don't know why I always just think of that. But, you know, one of those stereotypical, like, maybe, I don't know, like 1700s schoolhouse. I'm thinking I'll put one right here, kind of in the middle of this. Well, it's not really in the middle, but in range of this giant residential area. So I'm thinking we'll put one of that. And we might do another one over there. Like, we might have multiple schools, you know, because you're going to want more than one school because there's a lot of people here, right? So we might need more than one school. And we could even do like a college too for the older people. You know, this will just be like a schoolhouse for the kids. Yeah, that's a good idea. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and build this little schoolhouse here. All right, we finished up the schoolhouse here. We actually got this whole block here filled up. I added a couple more stalls here to the marketplace, and just to fill it in, and added this another residential house. We got quite a lot of these giant residential houses. This one's got like a, I don't know, maybe like a kid's bedroom or something, and then another room over here. But yeah, it's got a very high ceiling. But yeah, this one's nice. It's right by the stall here. I'm thinking like the teacher lives here. And then you come over here, and this is the schoolhouse. It's even got a bell up there. But yeah, you can come in here, and you've got your chairs where the students can come and sit and learn. You've got the teacher's desk, and they'll be up here teaching. But we've also got these like big beams here where we've put some lanterns, and we've got, I don't know, these trusses type things. I like the look of this thing. I'm actually pretty proud of it. I wish I could do some sort of blackboard or something here. I might add some signs or something. I'm not entirely sure yet, but for the overall structure, I think it looks pretty good. It looks a little out of place because all the other roofs are all kind of flat domes, but this one's like a gable roof, which is kind of weird. But I just didn't know if it would really come across well enough as a schoolhouse if it didn't have this like gable roof, you know what I mean? I thought that looked nice. And yeah, I'm happy with it. I like it. But yeah, now all the kids can come here and learn, so that's good. Now with a city this big, obviously we're gonna need a government, correct? Obviously, yeah. So the government needs a city hall. We have our museum, but we need somewhere for our government officials to do their jobs. We need like an office space for them. So I was thinking of adding a city hall somewhere around here. So let's get started on that. Alright, we got basically the whole exterior of this building done. Got the walls, got the floors, and I mean, right now I'm just working on getting the first story walls and everything in. We've got this trim and wall, very similar to the museum interior. It's got the trim and the dark prismarine. But then we have the upstairs that we need to work on. Yeah, all the walls are still kind of bare. I do want to add, I basically want to do the same thing up here. But I'm not just going to leave it as one giant room as it is right now, because that's lame. I do want to add hallways, offices, desks, all that stuff. I want to have it all kind of laid out in a way that makes sense. I haven't actually planned out where all the rooms and everything are going to go. But I did just kind of want to get everything kind of laid out just a little bit, just so I know what I'm doing here. I don't know. I just wanted to have something to work on, and I think this was a good amount of progress for now anyway. And I like the look of it. I haven't put in all of the windows yet for the first story, but That's alright. I think this looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy with how it turned out, especially from like here. It actually looks pretty decent. I'm really liking it. If if anybody's unfamiliar, this building is based off of the New York City Hall. It's obviously not a one-for-one recreation. I use different colors. The shape is kind of different, but I mean it's kind of close-ish. But anyway, that's just my inspiration. And also there's this tower up top. I wanted to have this dome here, but it ended up looking a little phallic, so I'm not super happy with how that turned out. But I'm not gonna worry about it. We're leaving we're leaving it. All right. So unintentional penile shape up on top of the build. Oh, hello. Okay, that was kind of a jump scare. Unintentional penile shape up on the top there, but that is all right. It's gonna be fine. We'll build all of the interior off camera, and then I'll show it off to you guys when I'm done. I think that's probably the better way to go about it. So anyway, let's get cracking. The City Hall interior is now complete. I'll give you a quick little tour. A lot of the offices are kind of the same, but here we have like a reception desk. I mean, there's some chairs to, for the receptionists. Yeah, that's the word. A little bit of seating out in the hallways, and then in here you just got like an office, some shelves, A lot of the offices are pretty similar. This one's a double office, 2 desks. And here we got like a courtroom type thing. So you got your, you got your defense team, you got your attack team. I don't know what those guys are called. I'm not a court guy. Okay, you got your witness stand. You got the judge seat here. Yeah, because it's a courtroom. This is just a big executive office where you can have 2 people here sitting down for an interview or something, And then over on this side of the building, you got similar stuff. Another office, little couch, another little office with a couch. A lot of the offices kind of turned out the same after a while. This one's just like a big table where you can have meetings and whatnot for a bunch of the government people, conference room type thing. And then another big room over here. Got a big couch here with a little coffee table. This one's a little more laid back and relaxed. And then you can come up to the second story. A little bit of a seating area where you can wait. Lots of chairs. Plenty of decorations. And more offices. Blah, blah, blah. No one cares. It's not really interesting, actually. But it's all interiored up. It's just they're all kind of similar. So I don't feel like showing off the rest, to be honest with you. But I did have that clock tower up top, which kind of ended up looking a bit phallic. But I got rid of that because I didn't really like it, and I just put a little copper dome up there instead, and I think it looks a lot better. So with that, I think City Hall is pretty much done. Oh, and I did add windows. I added some cyan glass panes. I don't know if I said that or anything, but I think it looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy with how it turned out, and now we're gonna move on to the next thing. And that next thing is the barracks. Now, of course, you have to have some sort of military if this is a city, which it is. So we're gonna need somewhere. We're gonna need somewhere for our soldiers to sleep and train and do all the things that soldiers need to do. Store their weapons and armor. So we're gonna go ahead and build a barracks, and I'm thinking I'm gonna put that in this area where I haven't really done too much yet, because over there I'm thinking I'm gonna fill in the rest of that with maybe some other government type buildings, but probably mostly just more buildings like this. So let us get started on the barracks. Barracks are done, though. I don't know. It's all right. We got this little door here where you can come through. You know what? I'm gonna swap this out. Actually, I just had a change of plans. There we go. That looks better. Anyway, you come in here, you got a little pathway. There's some seagrass here. I think that helps make it a little bit nicer. We've got the shooting range right here where you can shoot targets. I don't know why these particles are here. Yeah, that's it. Something's bugged out. I'm not really sure. I don't know. We also got some dummies where you can fight with your sword and be like, do some training and whatnot. Then you come in here and we've got our barracks. You've got little sleeping pads. You've got your chest and your armor stand. And we have got some tridents. These are all the tridents that I've gotten while I've been working in here, killing drowns and whatnot. We got not 1, 2, 3, 4, but 5 tridents. Plus my 2. So we've got 7 tridents total. So that kind of tells you how long I've been down here working on this. And we've got two archers here, 2 bows, and 3 guys with swords. I just think it looks nice to have these little armor stands. And yeah. Oh, you know what would be cool is if I trimmed these with Tide. That would be sick. Let's do that. There we go. And with that, I'm going to call the barracks done. I think it looks pretty good. I mean, it's not very decorated or anything, but I feel like most barracks aren't because, you know, it's barracks. But yeah, that looks pretty good. And, you know, you can always use your trident at the shooting range. Whoa, look at that. 13. Nice. Yeah. Anyway. Alrighty. The next thing I wanted to add is a temple. And I'm thinking we're going to put that here. On the opposite side is the museum. Put that right here. Centered on this. So we're going to put a big temple of the tides right here. Alright. Cue the time lapse. I have finished the Temple of the Tides. Bam. In all of its glory. Oh yeah. I tried to go for something sort of Greek-ish. Just because, I don't know, I think it looks cool. But it's just very round. Then we've got this fountain in the middle, even though there's no water. I mean, there is water, but it's all underwater. So, but then this right here is kind of like a trident up top here. I think that looks really cool. Let me give you an overview here. There's this roof that runs back, and then it kind of has this round shape. And then it goes out in each of the directions. So you've got your main big stairs here, but then you've got stairs that go off in each of the other 3 directions as well. I don't know. I really dig this build. I think it turned out pretty spectacular, if I do say so. And I really like, I put these sea lanterns here, and if you're standing down at the bottom, it looks really good having this glow. Like, man, does that look really cool. I really like this. And especially from this point of view specifically, that looks so majestic. Stupid squid in the way, but I think it looks really cool. But yeah, this is my Temple of the Tides. I'm pretty proud of it. I had to trade with lots and lots of villagers to get all of these quartz pillars. This is a lot more quartz pillars than it looks like. Trust me. Next up, we need a library. somewhere that these people would store their knowledge, I suppose. And I was kind of thinking right here, or somewhere in this quadrant right here, because I think this half is kind of just kind of like an official type buildings and whatnot. Like we've got the museum and we've got City Hall. I feel like a library just kind of fits somewhere in here. I don't think I'll be able to fit something any very sizable in this area, so I'm thinking over here, possibly over here. So yeah, let me get started on that. The library complete, at least the exterior. The interior I have not started yet, but I think the exterior is looking pretty good. I'm gonna let this oxidize. I mean, I want it to be the cyan or the teal, whatever you want to call that, more like that, and that's not quite done yet. But it's starting to oxidize slowly, and once it fully oxidizes, it'll look a lot better. It'll be more uniform. But I really, really like how this thing turned out. This looks so good, in my opinion. We've also got, you can see right here, there's a little bit of a balcony right here. So obviously the interior so far is empty. But we've got quite a lot of room here. We've got like this wing here. I think that would be, yeah, okay. So we've got the east wing and the west wing, because you come in, I believe this way is north, which would make, that's south, that's east, that's west. Yeah. But yeah, we'll get a wing in here, and we'll probably put some bookshelves and whatnot. I'm thinking we'll probably add a second story. And then we're gonna have the big reading room in here, and then we're gonna have a couple stories of shelves. It's gonna be cool. Trust me, it's gonna be really, really cool. I'm excited. I'm kind of basing this a little bit off of the State Library of Pennsylvania and the Library of Congress. It's kind of round, and it's got like a big reading room in the middle, and then there's a couple balconies, I guess, different stories of shelves, and I really liked that. And obviously I wanted a big old dome, and from the exterior, if we get a good look at it, I don't know, I think it looks really good. Like it's got an interesting enough shape and everything, and I don't know, and just especially when you're like down low and you've got the backlighting, oh, it looks so good. It's just, oof. And then you come around here, you've got these pillars going around here. I kind of want to add some detail around the bottom of this big domed area. But yeah, it's just, oof, I can't stop admiring it. I really like it. There's also kind of like an exterior balcony up here. There's not really a way to get up here other than just swimming, like if you're on the inside. There's a little bit of stairs here. I'm not really sure what my plan was there, but I think it turned out all right. We're gonna have the floor up here at this second block up, so these balconies will just be, I mean, they're not really balconies, honestly. They're just kind of, oh yeah, we're gonna leave it like that. They're just kind of little exterior, like you can get out here. I don't know, I might add some stairs or something. Probably not. I don't know. I think I'll probably just leave it like this. I think it looks okay. Just have a big old door here. And then you'll walk inside, and there'll be bookshelves, and I was gonna say there'll be some fireplaces, but we're underwater, so that's not really an option. All right, and I'm gonna do the entire interior with a snap of my fingers. 1, 2, 3. And there we go. The library is finished. It looks fantastic. I'm not gonna lie. It looks so good. We've got this big area right here. We've got some seating. You can take out your book, sit down, read, do whatever you want to do. Got a couple rows here of stairs, well, seats, I guess. And then we've got some desks here where you can work on whatever you need to work on by the light of these soul lanterns. We also have a little book here on the desk. Don't mind the non-waterlogged lectern. It looks fine. Don't worry about it. But then we've got these rows and rows of books, lots and lots of books around the outside. And then over here, we've got a hallway with some more books here and here. Then you can come through here in this window. This is the east wing. We've got tons of bookshelves around here. No books actually on the chiseled bookshelves because between you and me, I ran out. I mean, as you can see, there's lots of books. And then you've got these little desks here to, you know, just work on stuff, whatever you need to do. Oh, and we have these balconies here. I mean, I was kind of on the exterior tour as well, but you can get out here and look around in every direction, really. So that's fun, I suppose. Lots of lights. Keep everything nice and lit. Same exact thing on the other side, so I'm not going to show that. And then if you come over here, there's a staircase up to the second story, and here is a nice room. This is one of my favorite rooms, actually. I really like the ceiling. It looks really good in my opinion. But then there's also windows in all these walls and empty bookshelves here. These bookshelves I think I'm going to use for storing books and quills. Or was it book and quills? Books and quill? Whatever. You know what I mean. Multiple of book and quill. And enchanted books on this side, and same thing on the other side. So yeah, because I've been taking a journal of all the things that I do in this world. So once I fill that up, I'll add it in here and then start the next one and whatnot. And then you can come around here. There's a balcony all the way around where you can get more books, and then go up to the third level with this ladder that's kind of useless considering we can swim. But then more bookshelves, and I really like the view of this big section here from up here. This was like my vision for this project, was this particular room right here. Everything else was just kind of like there for filler, but this right here, especially the view from right here, oh, it looks so good. And I installed a glass ceiling up there in the dome. I swapped it out, and I think it looks really good. I'm really happy with how it turned out. So yeah, this is probably one of my favorite projects so far from the Sunken Empire. Maybe the temple. The temple I really like as well, but this one, just the interior is really good. The temple doesn't really have an interior. It's kind of just like just kind of a structure. It doesn't really have much of a purpose, like the museum and this one and the well, actually the museum and this one are the only ones that really have much of a purpose. I mean, this one honestly doesn't have much of a purpose either. But yeah, I'm really proud of how this turned out. This looks so cool. I swear, this is definitely one of my favorite projects that I've ever done. And especially from the outside, I really like how this turned out. The dome does look a little bit weird. With it being glass up there, it kind of, when you're under the water, it looks a little goofy. When you're above water, it looks really cool though. Like looking down in that, oh man, looks spectacular. Looks really cool. Oh, and yes, I forgot, this thing actually does have a name. Some of these structures have names, like that one right over there. That was the Temple of Time. Not Temple of Time, that's Legend of Zelda. Temple of Tides. Temple of the Tides. Yeah. And then this is going to be called the Coral Archives. Or just Coral Archive, I guess. I don't know. One or the other. But, anyway, we can't spend all our time just admiring our incredible builds. We actually have to start building some more stuff. So, the next thing that I want to build is an amphitheater. And if you don't know what an amphitheater is, it's basically just a stage with a bunch of stairs in a semicircle. So I'm gonna go ahead and plop down the amphitheater. So I ended up choosing to go here with the 2-block on center thing. I'm not sure how much I like it. I kind of wish I had gone over there, but I feel like it would have been too small then. There wouldn't have been enough space to really get as big as I wanted it to be. But I think it turned out okay. I do kind of not like this even center, but again, like it would have been really, really close to that if I had moved that over there. So I like having the space, and it is kind of one of those things that you'd think would be kind of more important. So it goes on the big one over there, big one over there, and big one over here. I think that it kind of makes sense. So it's an amphitheater, of course, and then you can come in. There's 3 different entrances actually. So there's one right there, and there. So like this right here is like the stage where you would be talking to the crowd or whatever. You'd have a fight down here or something. I don't know exactly what would be going on in here, but I just wanted to build an amphitheater, and I think it turned out pretty good. I used the exact same, if you look at that right there, it's the exact same one as over there on top of the Temple of Tides at the front. Same symbol. It's a sort of trident symbol, since this is kind of a Atlantis aquatic thing. You know, I'm using tridents. You know, it all ties together, of course. But anyway, so yeah, there's all these seats. I don't know if you could tell from the time lapse, but I was really struggling with building this, and I was trying to get like stairs to work, and then I was like, maybe that, no, and like I had to swap it out a couple different times, and I finally settled on just doing slabs in this kind of roundish fashion. It's not my favorite thing ever, because like it's really wide here and then like really thin here. It's not quite perfect, but I think it did turn out okay. I like to imagine that there'd be some more upper class people standing up here, and they could get a better area that they could sit here. But I think it turned out pretty good. I don't have an interior built yet, and I'm not entirely sure that I'm going to, because I don't think this building really needs an interior, to be honest. I might just like fill this in with this, because this is like really the only spot, and I feel like yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna fill this in and not worry about entrances or interiors, because this building does not really need an interior. I mean, it's an amphitheater. If I would want to put something in here, I could. Like if I want to put like a farm or something of some kind in here, I absolutely could. If I wanted to, I have the space. If I want to use it for storage, maybe I could do that, but again, not super necessary. I just kind of wanted an amphitheater because I thought it would fit the vibe of the city. We're going for a sort of an ancient Greek city, sort of. That's kind of the vibe that I'm going for, but I think it's turning out pretty good. Let me just get up in here. Bing, bam, boom. There we go. Now, if I'm sitting here, yeah, that doesn't look too bad. I'm pretty pleased with how this turned out. And then this is kind of just like a little bit of an awning and whatnot. There's some shade, so yeah, this will be like the more rich people sit up here in the shade, and there wouldn't be so much sun glaring down on them, which would be nice. And yeah, And I did have to divert some paths. These are actually entrances right here. I was thinking of making a hallway that would kind of curve around here. I haven't gotten to that bit yet. I'll probably add that later on, but then it'll just open up to right here. Do I have any stairs? Yes, I do. There we go. So yeah, we'll probably add like some dark prismarine for like a floor in here, and then it'll connect. It'll be kind of like a elbow macaroni shape. Just an interior hallway area, because there's going to be a bunch of different entrances / exits. So if you were a spectator or whatever, that entrance is full or something, you could come over here and walk in over here, and you know, it'll help the flow of traffic a little bit, you know. And then you come over this way, and then you find your way to your seat, and then you sit down, something like that. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Or you just swim over like this. So yeah, that's how this turned out. I think I'll just do the interior, and I'm not really going to show it because it's not important. But the next thing I want to build is a forge, and I'm kind of thinking the best spot for that would be kind of next to the barracks. It kind of makes sense. But anyway, I was thinking of putting the forge, I'm thinking right over here. It would make sense for it to be close to the barracks, as they're crafting the underwater gear, the tridents and armor and stuff like that, as it is a forge. So I am going to go ahead and get started on that. The Tidefire Forge is now complete. I don't know, I think it's cool. It's not super useful, I guess. I don't know. But I think it looks neat. I like the stairs up here, and then there's this big like magma block thing here, creating this giant bubbles. And that's just to show it's like, oh, there's heat and whatnot, I guess. But then there's the same thing up here, just a smaller one. And then there's this big bridge here, and these stairs. I'm going to have to clean up the pathways. I'm going to have that, like, break off right there and then get rid of that, because that doesn't really need to be there anymore. I might have some road go underneath it. I think that might look cool. But then if you actually come around here, this is where the actual forging would actually take place. It's not very decorated. But I have a blast furnace. I have an armor stand with the tied armor trim and an enchanted trident, a smithing table, and an anvil that is not waterlogged, unfortunately, but that's alright. So yeah, this is Tidefire Forge. I'm happy with how the structure turned out. I really like it. I may I may decorate that a bit more. It's kind of plain at the moment, but I wasn't feeling very inspired as I was building it. But I like this bridge. It looks cool. I wish it was a little bit more rounded. I might tweak that a little bit, but I'm gonna call it done for now, unless I really want to change it in the future. I can, but it's just a cool little structure here. It's open out the top, so if you were up on the surface in like a boat or something, you would get pulled down. If you couldn't see the rest of this, this would pull you down and show it off, I suppose. Not that the city isn't very obvious so far. It's really starting to come together, I think, with all of the builds and everything. Let's get a good look at it. Okay, this is too too high. Let's get a good view with free cam mode, shall we? I think it's really starting to come together. We've got the temple, we've got the amphitheater, we've got the library, the museum, the city hall. the residential area, the barracks, the forge. It's all really coming together. I do want to, like, you see all these empty barren, like, you know, all this area. There's quite a lot of barren space that I want to fill up with more of these type of residential houses, which is going to take a long time. But it is better to have these big structures and not have to do all of it in these teeny tiny little residential houses. Having these big structures is really going to help fill it out a lot easier for me. So I think it's turning out really nice. The next thing that I wanted to add, I think this is the last big structure, is more market stalls. I found some inspiration that I wanted to use, and I'll show that on screen here. So I wanted to implement it. I was feeling a little bit more inspired than I was when I did the last market area. This is not a very good market, so I'd like to make a better one next time. Now we just need to choose a new area for those market stands, and this corner here is kind of empty still, so I'm thinking we'll put it around here somewhere. Not exactly sure, but yeah, somewhere in this corner. Let's go ahead and get cracking. We finished up the marketplace. It's very it's kind of on a grid a little bit, but I think it turned out all right. And we've got a couple different stalls with like prismarine, sponges, more prismarine. Over here they've got fish, tropical fish, puffer fish, lots of different things for sale and whatnot. Lots of fish. This one's got a nautilus shell, some copper at this one. This one's got a tropical fish. They've all got different lanterns and sea pickles, lots of different little decorations. And we've got some barrels and whatnot. I think it turned out pretty good. And then this right here and that one over there, those are just storehouses. And then this thing right here is just kind of like a gate archway, just to signify that you are in the marketplace. And then you can go from the marketplace in this direction, and then you'll end up here in the amphitheater. Oh, and I did actually, I added in some hallways here. I guess I could show that off now. But yeah, if you can come in that corner, and it'll just take you over to here where you can come in. So yeah, it's all coming together. Yeah, I didn't do any of the interior for these storehouses because I don't want to. But I mean, it's literally just storage for, you know, the vendors can store their items and whatnot in there for whenever they're not selling things. And that's really the last building or structure that I really, wow, that is really beautiful. That's really beautiful. Look at that. And then the next thing that I wanted to do is add some detail to the walls, because right now the walls are a little barren right now. Oh, that's not my... Yeah. They are just these kind of little archways. Not even archways. It's just kind of like a tube that just goes around the perimeter. And it's kind of lame, so I wanted to kind of make it look like an aqueduct, like the ancient Romans had. And I'll probably have some like access doors or maybe something here. But I want to add some more details and arches, things to make these walls actually look good. And I wanted to add some towers in these corners, because right now they're kind of barren. They're just like, there's nothing there. So I wanted to add some towers on the corners and just make the walls look a little bit nicer. bada bing, bada boom. I think that looks pretty good. I like I mean, it definitely looks a lot better than that. So we're going to put those in each of the corners. I'll have to figure out something for the gates. Right here, we've got a gate, so we'll have to figure out something for right here, but that's not a big deal. What I'm concerned about right now is making 3 more of those and 7 more of those, and that's going to take, it's going to take a little bit, so I am not going to do a time lapse of that. I'm just going to cut to when I'm done, so I will be right back. Alright, the walls are now done, all of the corner towers are also done, and it looks way better than it did before. Like, oh man, it looks way better. And we still have access to our dried kelp blocks, which we have tons of now, so that's nice. And I was thinking of adding a bit more decoration. Have some dried kelp blocks here in the marketplace. I feel like that would kind of make sense. Else, like, pretend it's maybe money or something, or they are just selling kelp. Just a little something to actually fill it in a little bit more. I think it looks pretty good. Have some piles around here, just kind of stacked up every you know, just all over the place. That looks good. Man, it's really thunder right now. Jeez Louise. But yeah, I think the dried kelp blocks add a little more life to the marketplace. Looks good. Looks good. One more thing I want to do is add some guard watchtowers here above all these locations where the dried kelp furnaces are, the whole system there. So like we'll have one over there, one right there, one over there, and we'll have 2 on each wall in these like dividers right here, just to kind of symbolize where the dried kelp area is, as well as provide a door down to the dried kelp thing if we need it. Let's go ahead and add these guard watchtower things here. I don't really know what to call them exactly, but you know, little towers here to kind of break up the wall a little bit, because right now it's all just one really long continuous thing. So let's break it up a little bit. Alright, took me a couple tries. I had to tear down and rebuild this thing, I don't know, like 4 times, because I was like, I just couldn't get the size quite right. But I think I came out with something I kind of like. It's similar to that one in the corner, but just slightly smaller. But anyway, let's add the other 7. And just like that, all the towers are in. And they look pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. And now the final piece of the puzzle of these walls is the gates here. Not exactly sure what to do with these yet, but we'll figure it out. Yeah, I don't really have a design in mind yet, so I'm gonna take a little bit of time and I'll come up with something real quick. So I'll be right back. All the gates are done, so now we have entrances into our city. Not that we can't just go over the walls, honestly. It's not that hard when you're underwater. Another thing that I wanted to do just to help liven it up a little bit and make it feel a little less empty is do something kind of like this. Add a little bit of seagrass all over the place. We'll get rid of any that happen to spawn here on the dark prismarine, so our pathways will stay clear, but then anywhere there's just prismarine like this, it'll all be covered in seagrass, and I'm thinking I'll add some sea pickles, coral, just a little bit of color to liven it up a little bit and make this place feel a little less empty. Alright, I gathered up all the bone meal and bone blocks that I had here with me, and we're gonna go ahead and just start spamming it everywhere. Alrighty, we added a bunch of greenery, some seagrass, sea pickles, kelp. I think I underestimated how much it would actually help. Like, this makes it look so much better. Oh my god, it looks so much better. I mean, without it, I think it definitely looked a little bland, a little boring. But with the greenery, oof, it actually, I don't know, it's really, really coming together now. I mean, it looked good before. A lot of these builds were really, really impressive, especially the library. But seeing it through the kelp and everything like that, and the pathways being cleared and everything, oh, it's just, oh, yeah. Oh, that looks really good. Oh, I'm so happy with this. Oh, it looks so much better. Oh, and especially from the surface. Oh, that looks nice. Oh, yeah. Just look at it, bruh. Look at it. It looks so good. Part of me wants to call this project done because it looks absolutely fantastic. Like, with all this greenery, it's just, this is the part of the build. This is the point of the build where I can't stop admiring it and thinking, man, this looks great. But there is still more that I want to add. Now, it's been a couple months for me, but for you, it's probably only been a couple minutes. But Delta, our very first axolotl, who gave his life in the fight for these tridents. It's time we honor him. It is time that we honor him. We have to build a memorial to Delta, the axolotl who gave his life, so that all of this may be possible. This build is dedicated to you, Delta. And here is the shrine to Delta, the axolotl. He was not long for this world, but he will be remembered. In loving memory of Delta the axolotl, here is a shrine that I have built for him. I wanted to add little candles and whatnot, but sea pickles is the closest thing to candles that work underwater, and then I diverted the path around it. So I think the pathway actually turned out quite nice, and yeah, I like it. It's turned out really cool. I tried, I don't know if you could see in the in the time lapse, but I tried to add sea lanterns in here as his eyes, but then it looked kind of weird because it was poking out through here and in the back, and I was like, I don't really like that, so I ended up getting rid of it. I like the stairs being used as their, what are they, those gills? I think they're gills. Now, with all of these buildings in place, and they're all looking quite old and Greek, and you know, everything's looking pretty good. Like, I'm really happy with how everything has turned out, especially now with all the kelp and everything. I'm very happy with it. But my biggest thing now is this. I'm really not a fan at all. I'm really not a huge fan of how the Guardian Farm looks now. It doesn't fit. So I'd really like to change it up a little bit. I'm thinking we build a throne room up on top, and we're gonna fill the walls on the outside and the inside, and no more glass because I don't really want to be able to see in there. I just want this to be kind of like a big monolithic building. We're still gonna have these pillars, but they're gonna be bumped out, and yeah, you'll see what I mean once I'm done building it. But yeah, I'm gonna change this up because I don't really like how it looks, and we're gonna put a build up on top here. And I'm not sure how I feel about this tower either. Like the AFK tower, it just doesn't fit. It doesn't fit anymore. With all these buildings and stuff around it, I don't feel like it doesn't match. So I would like to change it up a bit. Anyway, basically what I'm saying is I'm gonna get rid of this. Well, I'm not gonna get rid of it. It's still gonna be drained. It's still gonna be here. It's just I'm gonna change it up a bit to more match the vibe of the rest of the empire. So this is gonna be the palace I haven't come up with a aquatic name for it like I have some of the other ones. So I'll think about that while I'm building it. So let's get to it. Well, I did not record this, but the exterior of the new and improved Guardian farm is done. It's very it's very lit. It's very, very well lit. I kept the pillars. I bumped them out a little bit, so they're popped out a little bit more. And then there's sea lanterns behind it, similar to the library. The library's got these things right here. I've tried to use these a little bit more in a couple different builds, and so I figured it would look nice here. It might be a little bit too much. I might get rid of some of them now that I'm thinking about it. It might be okay if I just did like every other one, but I'm gonna leave it for now just because I've been working on it for a while and I don't really want to anymore. But also there's kind of a Guardian face right here if you can't see it. This is the eye. That's its like iris or whatever, pupil thing. And like there's like the spikes and whatnot. But then it kind of repeats itself, and I think it's a nice pattern. I like it. I originally wasn't gonna do this. I was just gonna have like arches similar to the outer wall, something like this. But then I realized that Guardians could spawn in like these blocks right here. In there, Guardians started spawning because it was water within the perimeter of where the ocean monument had been, and so I had to come up with something to fill in the gaps. I was like, all right, well, I guess I'll come up with a pattern, and what I came up with I think looks pretty good. I'm actually very pleased with it. I think it turned out a lot better than what it was going to look like, so I'm actually pretty happy about that. So yeah, anyway, this is what the inside looks like now. I have to say, I like it a lot better than the glass. It looks so much better. And yeah, I've been collecting llamas as the wandering trader has been spawning, so I have 4 now. And I've also got a couple skeleton horses, if you couldn't tell. Being out here for quite a while has led to some strange things happening quite a lot. There was one earlier in the video, but now there were 2 more skeleton horse traps. So now we have a total of 11 skeleton horses in this world. So that's, you know, that's fun. But progress is being made on the new and improved Guardian farm, at least the foundation. I don't know if I'm actually really going to do an interior, because it's kind of a big area if you ask me. But now I think I need to do something up top here. I plan on flattening this out a little bit and then building something on top of that. I may have to build around this a little bit because the ocean level is like up here. So we're gonna have like 3 or 4 different layers. I think it's just 3 layers above where I want it. So that might be a little bit of an issue, but I'll figure it out. I'll maybe incorporate it into the build or something like that. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and get started. I have finished the palace. It actually looks so sick, dude. Turned out way better than I was expecting it to be honest. As I was putting it together, I was like, this looks like dookie, but it actually turned out pretty good. I'm pretty proud of it. So we don't have the bubble vader anymore, so we actually need to climb all the stairs. But I figured I'm probably not going to be building with Prismarine much anymore, so I don't really need to go AFK all that often. But if I do, I can get up here. So this is kind of like the first story or platform or whatever you want to call it. I should probably add some more of these over there. But anyway, you can come over here. There's this little balcony area. It's nice. But yeah, it's a nice little area. You get a nice view. I did turn the opacity of the water down to make it look a little bit more vanilla. Now that I'm not exploring the ocean anymore, I don't really need to see into it as much as I did earlier in the video, but I turned that down because like I'd have a waterfall somewhere and I just wouldn't be able to see it because the water is so clear. So I turned it back up a little bit so that I could actually see it. And I think it looks a little bit better, a little bit more vanilla in my opinion. This is our first level, I suppose. We've got some, oh, I should put some more sea lanterns under here as well. Yeah, it's not completely 100% done. I'm still kind of working out some of the tweaks, but the main structure is done. And I have this little pool right here, and then I can use Riptide to get up faster, but I'm just, for now, I'm going to show you the tour on foot, because that's a little better. And you come up here to, I think this would be the second level then. We have this little chunk that juts out here. And then we have another little balcony back here, over here, and then this is kind of like a big structure, and then it opens up to this like main balcony here, which, you know, is cool, I guess. But then it's got our signature trident thing with some pillars. I think it looks pretty good. And then over here, I added this little pool right here with a little waterfall. And here's a better look at the waterfall. I think this actually turned out really, really nice. I want to add more of these other places. I just haven't yet. I don't know if I will. I think having water features like this is really cool. Oh, look at the beautiful sunset. God, so beautiful. But you can come up these stairs here. Turn right. And then turn right again. And you're at this... I think this is the third level, and then this actually cuts through this like big structure here, and there's little like balconies on each side, and then there's another little pool here on this balcony. I thought was kind of nice. I might drop this down. I think I'm probably going to do this, but I'm gonna take these like stairs and stuff and drop it down a little bit so it's not like raised up, because I think it looks a little ugly in my opinion, just having it like jut up like this. I think I'm just gonna drop it. I think that'll look nicer. But yeah, I do have this pool that can be used again for Riptide to get up faster, but we also have these stairs for anybody that doesn't have Riptide or Elytra or something like that. You can still get all the way up, and there's this, I guess this would be, what is this, the fourth level. There's a little area that you can stand at and get an even better view. It's really, there's lots of really good views and vantage points from this build. It's really sick. Then you come up the stairs a little bit more, kind of got a little bit of a spiral staircase, and then you have another level very similar to the last, but this one, there's some water dripping from the ceiling, and that's because there's a pool on top of that roof actually as a landing pad, and also another Riptide launch point. I love having those Riptide launch points that you can use to get up faster. But yeah, and then up here, this is the AFK platform. It's the exact same Y level as the AFK platform as before. I just think this looks a lot nicer. There's a little seat for me, and I got my doggy here. I haven't named him, but I think I'm gonna name him Chester. Oh, good boy, Chester. So this is our AFK platform. The whole thing, the whole palace should be spawn proof. I think there's maybe some ridges here and there that have some dark spots I might need to light up somehow or another. But for the most part, I think I'm pretty safe up here. I think this angle right here is my favorite, and yeah, you can see right there. There's a skeleton spawn. I think I'm gonna have to light that up somehow. But yeah, that looks really, really spectacular. I think this is probably this is a little overboard for literally just an AFK platform. This is a really overkill build for an AFK platform for a farm that I'm probably never going to use. But, you know, it's definitely one of my favorite builds that I've ever done. And you can get down fairly quickly. Once you want to get down, you just jump down here. Splash into the pool here. Hup. Splash into this pool, and then you're good. And then if you really want to get down to like the ocean, you can riptide off or something like that. But it looks so cool. I can't. I thought this was going to turn out like trash, but I'm so proud of this thing. Everything I've done in this video, I'm like, man, I'm so proud of this. It looks so good. But as you can see, I have some azalea leaves. I want to add some greenery, some foliage to this thing, make it look a little overgrown. I'm also going to use some glow berries hanging down as some vines. I'll probably get rid of the glow berries on it and just have like the vines, but we'll see. But yeah, let me go ahead and add these leaves and greenery to help liven it up and break up the monochrome, because it's all just teal. It's literally all just teals and blues. So I think adding a little bit of green with some pink from the flowering and then the yellow from the glowberries, I think will help liven it up, add a little bit more color, and I think that'll be nice. I could also add copper, but I don't really have any honey. I don't have like a honey farm right now, so I don't really have a good way to stop it from oxidizing and then just turning teal anyway. Look at that. Just look at it. Minecraft is such a beautiful game. God, I love this. So beautiful. Anyway, moment appreciated. Anyway, let me actually go ahead and add these leaves and whatnot to add the greenery. So let me get started on that. We added a lot of foliage around. I think it actually turned out really, really cool. This looks absolutely incredible. I think the foliage really helps a ton. I mean, same thing with the underwater section. Having the kelp and the seagrass really helps the design, and I think the same thing applies here. It really helps having all this foliage. I also added in a little bit more design here to the tops of these pillars, so that looks quite a lot better. Also added a couple pillars here, added lights underneath all of these pillars. I think it looks pretty good. Also went ahead and moved that pool down a little bit, so now it's just, you know, you step into the kind of like a hot tub type thing. Just chilling in the hot tub. I love it. This is nice. But now that this palace is pretty much done, I might add a couple things here and there, but nothing that's actually going to be in the video. Now that it's done, we're pretty much 100% done with the Sunken Empire, which is crazy to say, crazy to think. This project has been a long time in the making, and it finally being done is nuts. It's absolutely nuts. I really like the difference. Oh, it looks so good. Look at this view right here. You can see this giant structure above the water, and then you know, when you're above the water, that's all you see is just this giant structure with these 4 different things, and you're like, oh, what's that? It's conduits. Cool. But like, you can't quite see very well now that the opacity is turned down, so you just see this. But then you look down and there's all these houses and barracks and this forge and the temple, the marketplace, the amphitheater, the library, the museum, city hall. But yeah, this is wild that it's finally complete. I can call this project done. This sunken empire with the palace in this scraping the sky practically. And I love that it's not just like one giant tower. Like before, it was almost like the Seattle Needle going up there, and I just didn't like it. But this is something I'm extremely, extremely proud of. This looks so much cooler. And now, with it finally completed, we just need to connect the Sunken Empire with our railway network finally. I've been just swimming back and forth. But now it's time to actually connect it to the railway network. Let's actually go ahead and get started on the railway. The first thing that we need to do is actually build the railway station. And I haven't actually built a railway in so long. I might have to run a refresher course real quick. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and get started on that. Got our train station built. It looks alright. A little dark in here. Kind of moody. I like it. I like it. Whoa. I don't know if you could tell from the time lapse, but I did add a conduit underneath here somewhere. That way I can breathe from here over to there. Not that it's that far of a distance. I could probably make it without it. But just for my building's sake, I was like, it's probably worth it to just have it. Now that we have our train station, the next piece of the puzzle is building the rail line from here all the way back to base. We're gonna need tons of prismarine. Thankfully, I've got plenty, so I'm gonna go ahead and get started. The rail is now donezo. Freaking, I'm gonna kill these guys. Get out of my water. So, railway's all done. I actually put in the rails themselves, and it's very well hidden. I mean, you get down in there and it's ready to go. I might have this go back towards the house, maybe, but I'm gonna change the railways because I didn't really want prismarine all through that valley there. I'm probably gonna do like a spruce version. So, but I'll maybe worry about that later. I'm not super worried about it. It's not too long of a ride with the horse. So, but now the railway is donezo. So now we just press the button and we're off. I had to use these detector rails with powered rails in between them, and that way I don't need to place redstone torches underneath because it's all water and I'd have to like do like a whole lot of bull crap. So I didn't really feel like doing all that. I just went ahead and did detector rails because that's a lot easier. Oh man, this is sick. I really love the soul lanterns too. Like, they're so dim. I didn't realize how dim these things were, but they are super duper dim, which is nice. I kind of like it. It gives it a nice vibe. Oh, I just had another great idea. You know what'd be really cool is a submarine. Because we need a way to explore the ocean safely, right? So I think a little submarine would be a really cool addition. And right here's a nice big open area, nothing going on. So I think I'm going to build a submarine right here. And there is our submarine. I think it looks pretty cool. I like it. I like it a lot. It does actually have an interior. You just open it up Climb down in, and there you go. And you sit down, press your levers. Oh, we need to go left or right or whatever. And then there are some lightning rods there and there as kind of little claws or something that you can use to grab stuff. You know what I'm saying? But then also back here, we've got all the stuff that we need to make potions of water breathing and night vision, and a little crafting table. Plenty of light, very, very well lit up. But yeah, it's just a cute little build, and none of this is waxed, so it will eventually oxidize, but it's a bunch of copper right next to each other, so it's probably going to take a while for it to oxidize, and we'll probably scrape any oxidation off. I do want it to stay orange because I don't really want it teal, so I'll probably wax it eventually once I actually get any amount of wax, but I don't really have any at the moment. But for right now, I think this turned out really, really good. I like it. Oh, and another idea is to add some fish, or even just like aquatic animals around the ocean to make it just a little bit more lively. Like, we do have these salmon and squid swimming around, but it would be cool to have like fish or sharks and stuff like that kind of swimming around. Oh, that does look really good. But anyway, let's go ahead and build some aquatic animals around. I've added a handful of aquatic creatures around the world. Here we've got a killer whale. Here we've got an octopus. That's pretty obvious. Over here we've got some seahorses. I think these guys are really cute. Over here we've got a manta ray. And then right over here we've got a giant whale. I like that he's like going over top of the pathway. Oh my god, there's even whale noises. And there's some blue seahorses as well. These guys are also very cute. We've got a giant koi fish here. That's a pretty fun one. It's very dynamic. And then over here we've got a hammerhead shark and a great white shark. They're brothers. And then over here we have I think these are called a whale shark. They've got like the big mouth. This one's pretty detailed as well. I like this one a lot, and I think that's it. I didn't add too many because I didn't want it to be like overwhelming or anything, but I liked having a handful of sea creatures. And with that wraps up this aquatic adventure. We've conquered the ocean monument, built an epic aquatic empire, and connected it to our growing railway network. All right, the Sunken Empire is finally complete. Honestly, this has been the biggest build I've ever done underwater. Maybe even the biggest build I've ever done, period. And I'm so proud of how it turned out. It's got everything. Farms, museums, a temple, even 4 Atlas statues holding up the conduits. But you know what it doesn't have? Goats. or pigs, or just some peace and quiet. So next episode, we're going to switch things up. I want to start ranching, and we're going to collect all the new mob variants. Plus, I really want to make them feel cozy, like little peaceful retreats out in the world. No tridents, no guardians, just chill vibes, good builds, and a whole lot of animals. I think it's going to be a really nice change of pace, and shouldn't take me 3 months. As always, thank you everybody so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. And if you want to see more content like this, hit the subscribe button. If you don't want to miss out when the next video comes out, ring the bell. And if you have any ideas or suggestions for future builds, leave a comment down below. I read every single one. Until next time, keep building block by block. Bye-bye!